Hello, Victor here, RestoringMercedes.com. Today we're gonna make this video about this car. Now this is 600 SEL 92. That's the car that I've been working on and off for like a long time now, but I never had any videos regarding the progress on this. Actually, see what does it look like and what's going on. So today I decided to make the video and couple of points and couple of updates I've done to it. Now, first of all, the vehicle, it's a V12, obviously 92, so first generation, and the panels on the bottom, they were gray color, of course, so I decided to paint them white. So I painted the bumpers, I painted the rocker panels, I painted the door covering and all that. But again, I'm not doing the show car here. I'm just refreshing it, right? The paint was in terrible shape. Now I changed the front hood from my parts car, the trunk lid from the parts car, the whole interior, the trunk from the parts car as well. So that is the parts car, as you can see. The white hood was original one from the 600 SEL, so I got the hood from and the trunk lid from that. Same for the sunroof. Sunroof is glass now. It used to be metal. So see glass roof in there. And right, so today I painted the quarter panel. Again, I'm not making the showroom car, and I'm doing it outside. So obviously, you know, there will be imperfections, of course, because this is not the way to paint the car. But you know what? Might as well just to do it. There was also a hole here. Some rust repair was done in this very area. And I'm not a professional painter or anything, so don't get me wrong. And I'm not a body person either. In this area there was a hole through, so that was done. Some dirt, you know, stuff like that. There was a little rust going on over here. I did my best to fix that rust. You have some orange peel in the paint, of course, some dirt on it, but this is a single stage, and that's a polyurethane paint. So this is a good paint, and I will be able to buff out whatever I need to buff out. So that is that. Yes, there was some overspray here and there, but the roof is original. The paint is original. Just as you can see, the condition, it's very dull. It's like, and that's sanded. I sanded it down a little bit just to make it shine a little bit. So this is obviously a big difference. Well, camera doesn't show. I guess if there would be sun, then that would be more visible. The trunk area, the fuel filler area, that was completely, it was ugly. So it was like lots of like debris and all that. So I cleaned it up as best as I can and just, you know, just sprayed over. Now I didn't spray over in there. I took the covering, you know, the trim pieces from the windshield area, because there's like a brackets that broke off, so they're all missing except for one in the corner there. But and the corner, of course, has some rust, and you know, yeah, you know, these cars, they do suffer from this. But again, I decided to paint up to this line, right? As you can see, this is like a little line here. Now again, this is a 32, 33 years old car. Oh, this is my pride and joy, my LED third brake light. Got that one installed now, and that's a fuel filler door. Same thing. All of this is going to be buffed out. And again, the reason I did the quarter panel, as you can see, this is the original one. Look how bad this thing is. Look at all these cracks and all that. Yep. And that's the paint. That's the original paint. There's a dent over there that needs to be fixed. You got a little rust going on there that has to be fixed. But again, I'm doing the best I can do. Because if you look at the lower panels and the rocker panels, the fenders, the hood was repainted, but I think I put too little paint on it. I needed to put maybe one more coat or so, but this is dirty and it's unbuffed. So yeah, that's kind of like not the best looking hood. I mean, it's okay from like a few feet away. Front bumper turned out to be decent, but again, that all needs to be buffed out. Polished up the chromes, polished up the grill, painted the grill, right? So this is the look that I want to achieve, like, you know, like same color. Doors are not painted, and then you clearly see the difference because that one is more, how to say it, more fluid, if you will, and the paint on the doors is very dull. Maybe we can show that on this side. Oh yeah, I took the mirrors apart. I painted the mirrors too. All right, so maybe you can see the doors are dull, no reflection or anything. Again, this car hasn't been washed at all. The doors have some rust going on here that has to be dealt with, and these panels, they have to be sanded, but you clearly see there's a little reflection from unsanded panels, the painted panel, and the door being not non-reflective, or the mirror for that matter. Mirrors were painted recently, so I took the mirrors apart, painted those up separately, each and every panel, and I painted these pieces. Maybe we can see the difference here. Again, this is unbuffed and dirty, and this is original. You clearly see the difference here. All right, so that's that. In terms of the interior, for the most part, it's more or less complete at this point. 98 interior fits into 92 vehicle, except for a few issues, but regardless, that worked out. So it's not the best interior. So yeah, the interior. Now for the interior, I obviously had problems with the wood trims. So these trims are painted black. So as you can see, that's the door controls, seat controls. I decided to go and paint them black. Same for the center console here. Piano black finish. Yeah, there used to be a little bit of issues here and there, but that's because the panel, it had holes in there, but whatever, holes were filled like years ago. So this is the centerpiece, and the radio and the amplifier and all that good stuff. So that's all done. The dash, whatever. These panels I had to paint. I was gonna do the headliner. I was repaint the headliner, but I decided to go with the original one because the 98 model has different outlets for the holes. The holes are different for the handles, right? And the headliner had cutouts for at different locations. So I decided to just like forget it. I'll just leave this headliner because there's already a lot of work to change all this interior. The original seat used to be foldable. It was used to be electric, so I just went with the regular because who cares? I don't care. Yeah, the seats, yeah, they have some rips here, but the original ones were way worse. So that is that. So that's fine with me. I mean, this car is not going to be a daily driver anyway. So all right, so these are the trim pieces for the rear window, and that's the panel. See how much dirt and all of that good stuff is on it. These are the 98 pieces from a 98 vehicle. Polished them off a little bit just to make it look decent, clean them all up so they would go back in place. These are the trim pieces for the A-pillars, the outside A-pillars. I guess they were the old ones, but that's, well, like I said, work in progress. These wooden pieces I left alone because they look good, so I just left them, whatever. The rear shade was deleted. I don't need the rear shade. It was there, so obviously switches were eliminated. And the trunk lid, that came from a 98 vehicle that was black, so I painted it white. Again, it's not washed or anything, it has to be polished. It's just like lots of orange peel. Again, I'm not a professional painter, but I shoot the inside of it first and then outside, and that's that. And the reason I did this is because the 92 lights, tail lights, mine were in decent condition except for the piece that goes under the tail lights, right? The 94, I believe, 94, 95, 94, late 94s came out with these lights with slightly rounded off edges. So I decided to change the whole trunk lid and the lights from a 96 model. This is not a 98. 98 are clear, right? They're clear here, but the ones that were in the parts car, they had lots of dirt in it. So I have a set from a 96. So I put a set from 96, but I still have a brand new set that I'm going to put on, but that's going to be later when I finish with painting and all that, so I don't have to take them and remove them and install them. So that's the middle piece. And again, aftermarket lights are available. There are way more options. You can buy the 96 and up tail lights easier than the 92, 93 model lights. So therefore, I decided to go with that. Now, there's going to be more repairs needed here with rust, obviously. I'm not doing it now because it is what it is. Oh, for the tail lights, one of the bulbs is missing from original configuration, so I had to put the resistor so I don't have the error code on my dashboard there. So what else? The rear bumper obviously repainted, and yeah, that looks good actually. I'm happy with the rear bumper paint job, to be honest. And readjusted so just it fits normally. Now this quarter panel here, of course, I have to do a little rust repair here. Maybe I'll take the bumper off for that, but the tail lights are okay. Now the tires, I removed the original tires and rims and whatever because they were like shot. I had these laying around, 19s. They were made for BMW actually, and somehow I found this set. It's a long story, but they were on Mercedes S55. Now the tire size is slightly wrong on the rear. In the rear, the front, it's more or less correct. Well, they just look much better than the factory original 16s. So, you know, I decided to install these because this is what the car looks like, more or less up close. So obviously, I would rather go with this versus the factory ones. And those are the factories that lay down up there in the back. Well, right there. So, yeah. They do need refinishing, they do need straightening. The tires are shot and bald, but you know, again, this car is not a daily driver. I just want this car to look good, so I need to run my tests, certain things. This is basically the car for work. This panel was sanded slightly. I tried to sand it down. I will actually sand it more because I might not have time to paint this in this season, but it has all these cracks, you know, that's what I don't like, and you know, like scratches and what have you. So yeah, that rust spot down in this area as well, so that also has to be corrected. But thank God I have no problems with the holes or anything in this area because it's pretty bad. You know, you got all these tiny microscopic cracks in paint. Whoever painted it, they messed up, I guess. I don't know. It's just like not right. A previous paint job, of course. Now you can see some black spots here. This is just a rust inhibitor. because I sprayed some into these holes because I don't want this to develop into this. That's not too terrible yet, so I'm gonna deal with it later. I'm not gonna take the pen, so yeah. Like I said, I guess this is a long video, the update for the 600 SEL in 1992. And it's coming along. I mean, like I said, from what it was to what it became is a big difference. Again, if you look at it, like before, it was, the bumper was all messed up. I had to fix the bumper. It looked pretty badly. Bumper is more or less the best I could fix it, okay? And the best I could line it up. Yeah, there was an accident with this vehicle decades ago. I don't remember if it was a front or rear, but whatever it was. Yeah, I think I needed to put one more layer of paint on the hood. But again, hood is easy now because again, I sprayed underneath first and then I flipped it and I sprayed the top, but the top didn't have enough. The hood was in terrible shape. There was lots of body work on the hood to make it nice and flat and level and smooth. So all of that was done. And again, if you remember the interior, so you open the car up now, it looks inviting, it looks good. And my combination, the combination I like is I like white car on the outside with black interior on the inside. That's just me. Black on black is kind of like, I don't know, I like the contrast, right? So yeah, oh yeah, the trunk lid, obviously all the panels, they also went from dark brown color into this charcoal color. I did keep the original lock, the soft close, because the soft close setup from 92 and the pump will not fit into 98 or 94 or up, or 94 will not fit into the 92 model because it's just a different pump. That's another kind of little thing. So, but I'm going to take the lock out from the 98, the parts car. I'll take the lock out and keep it, just because 92, 93 soft close pumps are hard to find. This one is rebuilt, it works properly, but if anything happens to it, they will be difficult to find, so might as well just to have a reserve so you can convert it to 94, 95, 96, 97, whatever. Later models, the facelift models for the soft close pump. And I'm also thinking of maybe changing the badges for the black badges, and the hood star, I don't know, maybe I'll do the black hood star. Although, like I said, I like contrast. That's what I like. I still have to deal with the headliner for the sunroof cover, because that thing is in the workshop. It has to be sanded down and whatever, dealt with, because glue the material on it, whatever. I have to deal with these things right here. These are there's two of them missing on the other side, so I have to decide how I'm going to secure them, because they're riveted. But to rivet them, it's not a problem to rivet them here, but the problem is to rivet them here, because you have to remove the rear glass, which I'm obviously not doing. So maybe some screws or some sort of expansion plugs or something I'm gonna do about that. Maybe some expansion plugs. And yeah, so that's the... I guess that covers it. It's a very long video, but I haven't made any videos about the progress on this car, so that's what I'm doing right now. It's time to remove all the plastics right now. I can't close doors for a while because the paint is still drying. Yeah, it's still kind of soft. It's gonna take forever to dry because it's cold. But I did not want to remove these seals. Obviously, it would have been much easier, but to remove the seals, it's a job in itself. So you gotta, like, these seals are like, they're big and they're just like together with the main seals. There's like a little push pin in here. So I say, you know what, I'll just paint it with the door open. I'm not painting the jambs. Those I can sand down with some fine sandpaper, maybe like 1200 or something. Like these kind of situations to correct. You see there's a little dirt. Just to sand it off, and then because they're inside the car, I don't care. This would have been nice to paint. I did not remove the rockers, so maybe I'll paint those one day when I have time, whatever. Just tape it all around, put some plastic on it, and just shoot the paint from here. Put some tape to cover the rubber, because the rockers I painted on the vehicle in a driveway here, so that I could do. But again, the doors I can't close because I decided to paint a little bit on the inside, just to have a nice transition. If I close the doors, then the doors, as you can see, they will start touching the paint seals, especially up front. See, like right up front there. So I'm gonna mess up the paint, so I don't want to do that. Well, anyway, so this is about all, and this is Victor again, restoringmercedes.com, and thank you for watching.